Wiktor?
I'll come back later. Hello.
Mr. Szulski, one friendly face in a crowd. You are giving today's lecture, right?
You seem troubled, miss. Is everything all right?
Besides the finger-pointing and backbiting, you mean? Quite all right, yes. Quite.
Allow me to be so bold and point out that you look somewhat troubled, miss.
Can thaumaturges read minds?
I think everything will become clear during the lecture.
Yes, well, I'm waiting.
Please excuse me, I'll take my leave. I hope you enjoy today's lecture, miss.
Увидимся.
And now this place on top of everything. Someday it will be enough to stick one foot out the door to get locked up.
And we all know who will get us locked up.
Hello.
New student?
Indeed, I'm today's speaker, Wiktor Szulski.
Will you teach us how to cast spells?
I wouldn't want to preempt the facts.
I am intrigued.
Who was this vigorous discussion about then? About Polina Nikolaevna?
Indeed. It's probably our little Russian girl who's making all this trouble for us. I don't know why Dickstein doesn't see that.
To me, it's obvious that she's the snitch.
It's the Russian girl.
Why are you not suspicious of your friend who was arrested?
His father fought in the uprising. He wouldn't snitch.
Place of birth is hardly enough to determine whether someone is a traitor and a snitch. Wouldn't you agree?
And someone with your skills should already know everything. Wouldn't you agree?
All in good time. Have a nice lecture.
Break a leg.
And he walked across the entire town like that, with all that cocoa. And here he is.
I hear you were quite the mischievous youth.
I'm afraid the list of my offenses might be too long. Grażynka, should I be worried?
Why, of course not. No, we were just discussing childhood mischief and the cocoa incident.
Yes, I can't deny that one.
Do you have other interests than cocoa and thaumaturgy? Travel? Cards?
I'm sure Grażynka will tell you everything.
All your secrets are safe with me, young master.
In that case, I won't keep you any longer. See you, Mr. Szulski.
Wiktor?
Regarding the lecture,
Can we start?
I think we can begin.
I'm certain that this will be an exceptional meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a unique opportunity to broaden not only the spectrum of our academic knowledge, but also to delve into the knowledge that goes beyond that spectrum. Today, our host will reveal to us the secrets of his power from the borderline between science and magic. Wiktor Szulski, if you would.
Before we begin, do you have any questions for me?
I would really like to know more about the purpose of these props.
I think we all know what a comb is used for.
I think we should start with what you think thaumaturgy is. Here, we have 3 apparently ordinary items. However, there's more to each of them than you might think. This mask was made more than 1,000 years ago. My father brought it from Africa in '89. However, you can see that the deity it depicts has many similarities to the Slavic salutor, Veles.
Are you saying that people can see salutors?
I'd like to see a salutor.
Supposedly, people who are very sensitive, spiritual, or well inebriated can experience the presence of a salutor, as long as one is around.
Well, the lecture's over. Let's go to the London bar and summon some demons.
Where do salutors come from?
No one knows. This particular question remains unanswered.
How convenient.
We know that these beings have always been with us, just like the people who were granted the power. We coexist, but we do not know what rules govern this coexistence. Let us move on to the other items. On my father's comb, apart from the dandruff,
Disgusting.
there's also a memory which I can easily read. This particular one concerns father's frustration caused by his developing baldness.
And do we have any influence on what exactly will remain on the item?
Let us not get ahead of the facts. I will cover it more extensively in a moment.
In that case, do you also talk to the dead?
No, no one can talk to the dead. If they claim otherwise, they're after your money. Contact with the salutors is enough for me. Let us move on.
I would like to remind you that time is... Can we see a practical demonstration?
This book was written in 1666. It was published solely to provoke a fear of thaumaturges. In the Middle Ages, people like me were burned at the stake and condemned for heresy.
Judging from the new Governor General, history is about to repeat itself.
How can you even say that?
The things that Scowan is saying, they're becoming scary.
I don't think anyone could go that far in the 20th century. People learn from history.
Sure.
Can't you use the power to make someone change their mind? Their way of thinking?
That's enough theory. Let's move on to the practical part now. Can you help me with a small experiment, miss?
With pleasure.
Miss, can you give me a coin? I promise to give it back. Excellent. Let us focus on you then, Miss Cecilia.
Please go ahead.
Earlier, you were turning this small coin in your hand, listening to an Orthodox church service, and having intense thoughts about God's opinion on thaumaturgy.
That's right. What is your opinion on the subject?
I'm no expert when it comes to God, but if it is true that He created us all in His image, Then I suppose I'm in no danger of being struck down by lightning.
Thank you, sir.
One more thing. You promised to explain something to us during the practical section. That section is now, right?
What I've just presented to you is the thaumaturge's skill of perception, which means reading that which is hidden. However, in order for perception to be useful, something must first be inscribed in an item.
Right.
And if someone doesn't have the power, but focuses on the message, will they be able to inscribe what they want?
Well, it doesn't hurt to keep trying, right?
Fascinating.
Thank you for this truly enlightening lesson. At the same time, it pains me to say that it's time to end it.
Do you have to end it now?
I have to be mindful of safety, not only of the students, but also of our hosts. Return safely and forget that you were here. Can I have a word with you, Mr. Szulski? Please indulge me. Thank you, and congratulations on an amazing lecture.
The pleasure is all mine. Although the joy is spoiled by one fact that I must share with you.
Should I be nervous?
I'm afraid so. Someone in the merry gathering of students has bad intentions. To put it bluntly, someone here wants to betray you.
Do you know who this is?
Not yet, unfortunately. So I advise you to be very careful.
Thank you. I will not endanger you any longer. Until our next meeting, I hope.
Certainly. Have a good night, Samuel. Be careful.
Have a good night, Samuel.
Be serious.
What's the noise?
Mr. Szulski, come in. What's new?
I've got some fresh ideas for you.
Promising. But you can't keep wearing the same attire. Please, come back to me if you find more inspiration. Meanwhile, I shall attend to my work. Please, excuse me.
I won't bother you.
All right. Mr. Szulski, come in. What's new?
I've got some fresh ideas for you.
Promising. But you can't keep wearing the same attire. Please. Meanwhile, I shall
I won't bother you.
All right.
You appear to be waiting for me.
Indeed, Mr. Szulski. Do you remember me? Czesław, I attended your lecture. Can I take a moment of your time? It's urgent.
What's the matter? Is something bothering you?
More than one thing, actually. I can't sleep. I'm afraid to walk alone in the city. I feel that I'm being watched.
Maybe you should consult a doctor about this before turning to a thaumaturge.
It's them! They're here! Do you think they'll keep us here long? Do you at least know where we are?
No. I've got a splitting headache. They took the grimoire from me.
Do you believe me now?
Who are these people?
I don't know. I fear they're with the Ochrana. I told you, they've been following me.
Ever since I came back, I've been finding myself in situations like this quite often. It can't be good for my head.
Your head has more serious concerns right now. I'm afraid they won't let us go so easily, if at all.
Now is a good time for you to explain this situation to me.
I think they're after the Flying University and Dickstein. It was probably them that arrested Valdemar. And now they've been following me as well.
I'll take a look around here.
You seem pleased. Have you managed to feel something out?
I've discovered a few things. We'll see which of them prove to be useful.
How about a smoke?
They didn't take them from you?
Luckily, no. They're imported, the good stuff. They have a distinct, courtly taste of the bourgeois.
I've heard that somewhere already.
It's a popular saying. A convict's last meal. Want one?
What is it that you want from the Flying University?
Being a diligent student is not my thing. I simply heard that is where fancy girls go. You understand, right? Cigarette.
I'll have one of those. Interesting.
What is?
I think you'll find out soon.
Mr. Szulski has come to already? Good. We want to ask you some questions, and we're not in any kind of rush.
But first, this one. How about it, Chasewolf? Where should we start? Feet, nails, or knees?
Gentlemen, I beg you. I don't know anything. This is some sort of mistake.
Cheswoff, we know about Dickstein and the students. We even know about the Szulski family home. We're catching you one by one as we speak.
Do you prefer the hammer or the pliers?
I don't know anything. I swear. Mr. Szulski?
Where's my grimoire?
We happen to be reading it. Why?
If this is true, and you have so much as glanced at the written pages, all the demons imprisoned there have looked into your souls. They will hunt you for the rest of your days.
That's not how grimoires work.
Didn't I tell you? That's exactly how they work. My cousin looked at a grimoire once and soon started dreaming of ghouls. So did his children. It went on for years until he sought aid from a priest.
Be quiet, idiot. Maybe we should move on to Mr. Szulski now. Pliers or hammer?
The hammer's a better choice. Maybe your hand slips or you miss and hit your finger. And in the end, they won't even give you a decent bludgeoning with pliers.
What?
What?
Give it a rest. You don't make for good comedians. I know that Cheswoff is a spy.
What?
But this choice between a hammer and pliers, that's really good. It plays on the imagination. But Cheswoff is no Hamlet, though he'd make a good Rosencrantz. Or a good Ophelia. Let me tell you how this is going to end. You'll give me my grimoire back, and then let me out of here. And if you don't, I'll make you tear off each other's faces.
You heard Mr. Szulski, you ass-faced pillock. Piss off out of here and get the grimoire. You know how it is. It's part of the job.
You'd better tell me, whose doors are your men knocking on?
Samuel Dickstein, Cecilia Górska, Paulina Gavrilov.
That's enough.
Here, Mr. Szulski. Your book.
Don't get in my way. They never learn. Polina?
Not now. Wiesiek is about to draw for a straight.
Is that bad? How do you know? Ah, fuck it. Give me two.
It's urgent, and I don't want to explain it in front of everyone. Please, let's go.
Fine, let's go.
Hey, we got a deal going.
I must immediately take the young miss away from here on a very delicate matter of a private nature.
Then I don't give a fuck. No one leaves here until we finish. A deal is a deal.
Wiesiu, the young miss is leaving with me.
Don't call him Wiesiu.
Only my mom can call me that.
I'll be going now to read some old books by Green Square.
Another one.
What's going on here? Why is there no passage?
Man, on one side, there are the Ruskies that want to come in and batter people, and on the other side there's me not wanting to let them in. And seeing as there are more of us this time, it won't be so easy for them.
I repeat, get out of the way and no one will be harmed.
Take your barking somewhere else, lying dogs. Haven't you had enough this year? Do you intend to drag people out of their homes and beat them in the streets again?
Or shoot them.
And which side of the barricade are you gonna be on?
I don't have time. Whoever wants to join in, let them.
Gentlemen, I think the Jews have found themselves an ally.
What I'd like to give them is a beating. Come on, Mr. Magician.
Wiktor, it's so good that you're here.
Is everything all right?
I was about to leave. We must alert the rest. Are you sure that no one followed you?
Calm down. Tell Wiktor what you told me.
Soldiers came for me today. I managed to escape and came straight here. Arrests have started and I'm certain they want to close the Flying University. I have to warn whoever I can, Dickstein above all. We must hold a meeting at the antiquarian bookshop.
I know about everything already from the Ochrana. Czesław turned out to be their snitch.
But the arrests don't stop. We have to do something.
I'll reach out to Dickstein.
Excellent. And Paulina?
I've already talked to her. She'll be at the antiquarian bookshop.
Let's not waste time. I'll run to Lucrezia first. The two of us will notify the rest.
We are counting on you, Wiktor.
The things people come up with.